Hello, my name is Rhiannon J Gray, and today I'm going to be taking you on a journey with this workspace. The way that I document my performances, rituals and installations is I put a camera on a tripod and I record film footage. I don't try and take photos because sometimes we lose moments when we try and take photographs of separate moments as they occur. And also because it means I can be present with the work and the installation and be part of it as it's occurring, rather than trying to capture the perfect moment or the best way of documenting it. Instead, this allows me to just be there. I follow omens and use my intuition when I'm finding where to document the work. This work is a depiction of our solar system. There is 13 separate mosaics, the major planets, Earth's moon, and a couple of asteroids as well, and dwarf planets. But this work has been through all different locations because of its nature. It's able to interact with locations and give a new narrative and meaning to them. So I knew when it came to this particular day that I wanted to be beside water. So I was unsure about whether to go to Portobello or whether to go to St Margaret's Loch. And the way that I made this decision was I tried to picture my work at Portobello and I couldn't. And when I tried at St Margaret's Loch, that image became available in my mind's eye, and so that's where I made the choice to go. When we were at St Margaret's Loch doing different rituals and performances, in the distance we could hear a drummer's circle, and my curiosity led me towards this circle and I went to investigate what was going on. We came across an African drum circle, and there was an African dance group there who were doing an exercise class. But when I went up and spoke to them, I realised that one of the people who were guiding the class I worked with at Score Scotland, and we got to talking and I said, could I maybe bring my mosaics up here and see what happens? We could maybe do a bit of like a ritual together or like a dance together, and everyone was very much on board with the idea. So I brought my mosaics up and the drummers kindly played some music for us, and we allowed things to unfold very naturally, and there was children around the park and they all got involved as well. And by doing this and by following my intuition and what I can see to appear in my mind's eye, for example, if I went to Portobello that day, this would have never happened. So it's very important that I tune into myself and I'm constantly remaining present, which is also why it's important that the camera is on a tripod and I'm not focused on that and it doesn't have my attention, and instead my attention is on what's going around me, what's happening within my sensory experience. My work is very much about community, but it's also about having this awareness that extends beyond our sensory experience, an awareness that is psychologically programmed but also cosmically implemented. And I decided to take this work home because after seeing it with all these kids and how they interacted with it, it made me think about my nieces and nephews, and I wanted to see how they would interact with the work. So I took it home, and we have one of my nieces here hoovering the sun, which is something I never thought I would see. But I think that in this domestic setting and bringing these works back into the home environment and just like into the garden, that suddenly these very huge like cosmic bodies that are never really within our minds in the everyday suddenly become part of our everyday lives, and the way that we all get caught up in these minute tasks and chores in our everyday existence of working and moving to the pace of social acceleration. When these works came into this space as well, it suddenly became very clear to me how important it is that we stay in tune to our fundamental nature and who we are, aside from these task duties and responsibilities, and we find ways to connect our everyday existence with what's actually happening every day, regardless of whether we see it or feel it or not. And it's about bringing these moments of awareness to our sensory experience and the tasks that we have at hand. And so this is why I handle materials in the way that I do, because if I never had these tripods up, or if I never followed these moments, I probably would have never seen the work in this way. So it's really about allowing things to unfold with the chaos and creativity that gave birth to the natural order of the universe in the first place.